This was the first one that inspired me to do this. Yes, you can see that. I saw something like this and I thought, I can do that, right? I've been playing with it over the last couple of days, ready to show you guys a quick gift. If you have a cabochon that you want to put a bail on, of course you can always put the regular bail, right? We all know that. But I saw this and I thought, oh, that'll be pretty interesting. And actually the first one I made, I thought turned out pretty well. I needed tools to bend. And these things have teeth in them. It was leaving bite marks on it, on the wire. So then I got these tools out. Now I don't have those teeth biting into it and creating a problem on my bail if I don't want it to. So I started with 8 gauge. Impossible to cut with my normal wire cutters, my old rusty ones, my little teeny ones. So of course, dug out the deer hubbies, snips, these massive things, and nip right through them. And another tool is a file. And the reason that's important is when you cut this wire, sometimes it's sharp and you want to file that off. A smaller one would be helpful. I swirled the wire. I'll do it really quick because there's other things I want to show you really fast. Really fast. Okay. So if I'm hammering it, it doesn't need to be too straight because I'm going to hammer it anyway. If you're not going to hammer it, you use these nylon ones and you can straighten it. They're pretty good at getting all the kinks out. But that's probably why I hammer them. So pick the loop that you're going to want. You know how big you want it, and I'll pick the middle one. So I put the wire in just like that. Do you see how the little tail, you can kind of see it on the other side? It's sort of teetering across. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You can see that. And I squeeze. There you go. And then once you've started squeezing, push the wire in a little bit. Look at it, it's going to wrap around. Ooh. Now I want to form that circle. Wrap it, wrap it. Now I'm going to have a circle that looks like that. Oh, look at right in my eye. There we go. Once I get that started, I grab onto the little eye. I'm going to grab it like this. So the wire is touching the circle under the nylon pliers. It's not touching the circle above it. And what I'm going to do is hold tight and wrap it around. Twist, wrap it around. Twist, wrap it around. So all I'm doing is keeping the wire from sort of wrapping on top of itself. It's going along the outside. And this is for a really tight wrap. You could do a loose wrap too by just hanging it out here a little more. You can do a loose wrap or you can do it tight. If you get to this point and you decide that you want it tighter, just get back in there and pull that wire. And you can always squeeze it. And by the way, it helps if you go like this. That helps a lot. You can also, when it starts getting big, you can also do it with your fingers. And see, I'm just holding my fingers where that wire nylon pliers were and sort of wrapping over. See how tight that is? It works really awesome. See, and that's still round wire. Then I take it to the garage floor, I'm not going to do it here, and I beat it with a hammer until it was flat. See how that has different stages? You can wrap your wire around this big one, the medium one, or the little one. So that's kind of cool. You can do different size bails, and you'll see here I did. Bend this back a little bit. And the reason you're doing that is to give the bail a place to go so that it doesn't like kind of dig into your skin. When you set them down on the table, they should sort of lay flat. The bail kind of pops up a little bit. On some of these, I folded the wire backwards, and some of them I folded the wire forward. Glue this on, and boom, you have a bail. Oh, I like the way it looks on the back. I love the way that it looks on the front. I think it's pretty cool. I could wear that. I like that. I like that it kind of frames it. 8 gauge, it works better on these bigger designs. So I took one, did that same swirl, but I did it bigger than the cabochon. I made it bigger than the piece of glass. And then pounded it with a hammer, and then pounded this whole thing with a hammer. And then took that and started wrapping it around the outside of the cabochon. I set it on there, and now I was taking that flat piece and wrapping it around. I went from being flat to turning the wire on edge so that it would make sort of a bezel for it, you know, so it would pop in to create that sort of bezel setting. It really kind of holds it. And then bent it again and made the little bail up there. Let's see if I can show you that. So it's kind of rustic. Not bad if that's what you're going for. Yeah, it could definitely work. And if you spent a little time kind of perfecting it, I think it'd be a pretty awesome thing. If it starts to tarnish or, you know, patina, you just clean it down, you know, clean it off with like the greeny meanies or steel wool pad, right? How would I do the oblong one? Yeah, started out with a taller center and then just sort of wrapped up and down. Created those 3 little loops for the bail. So you bend this forward, hinge down. So you just wrap, open it up, continue wrapping. Once you get to the bottom, pull it off. Yes. Cut this. Try not to cut them all or you'll have some beautiful jump rings. Now I squeeze it together. Is that close enough, you guys? So it would look something like that. It doesn't have to be the exact shape. It doesn't have to be the exact size. It can be bigger. It can be smaller than your cabochon. You can take a little cabochon dot and put it in the middle of pretty. There you go. Look at that. Now that's pretty cool. That's not your average bail, you know. It'd be kind of cool to give somebody that. So I did all sorts of shapes and sizes, and we talked a little bit about wire wrapping. I'm sure there's tons of videos. I'm sure there's tons of stuff to learn about it. This just gives you an idea of what I did with it. Be cool, honey bunny. Happy fusing. Bye. Enjoy yourselves.